Hi, Joe Cerrone. Welcome to CNC Machining Operations for Lab 9 in our weekly Zoom classroom meeting. This week, we're going to be looking at Mill Lesson 9, and we're going to write the program for part number 11, and we're also going to write the part for part number 12. This is a typo. I will fix it. If you're not attending in person, we're going to also go through how to simulate the parts. Next week, we will be the last mill meeting, or at least the last lesson on the mill, and then we will take the midterm. I'm going to pause the video for 1 second, or the recording. I'm getting some feedback. Resuming. So that's a little better. So the way that we're rolling out the course is that there's 10 labs in the CAM instructor curriculum. And we're going to go up to lab number 9. We'll make 10 a bonus because lab number 10 is cutter compensation, and they don't test for that on NIMS. So as we look at where we're at with the course, what we want to do is we want to complete the labs for lab number 9, part number 11, and part number 12. And then we want to be able to simulate with the Immerse to Learn simulators. And we will drop off recordings today on how you can do that. You can also VPN in and use the CNC Easy if you've taken courses here before and do that. And you can also VPN in to be able to run the Immerse to Learn simulators, because it takes a little bit of work to get them set up and running on your home computer. The midterm exam will be on November 6th. If you would like to take the NIMS mill operator test, you will need to make an appointment to come into the Skokie lab. You can come in room P130 on Saturday mornings when we teach the class, or you can make an appointment and then we'll have one of the lab assistants be able to work with you. You'll need to complete the tasks in the NIMS credentialing document, and the document's right here. So if I click on it, I'm going to turn off my cam. So if I click on it, this is the document that NIMS needs for us to give you the credentialing exam for the CNC mill operator. And basically what we do is we fill it out with the Oakton Community College and your name on it. And then we go through and we'll give you some basic safety training, where the MSDS, where the fire extinguishers are located. And then we'll look at the basic operations, being able to start up the machine, being able to set up the offsets, and basically run some of the basic parts. So this document is required for you to be able to take the NIMS exam. Okay, back to the main splash page. You'll also need to register for NIMS and pay for the exam. And to do that, we have a content section with NIMS information there. And so if we go to, it's not this one, there's another one in here, CNC. Maybe I'm wrong, let me double check, because there's a whole, I think it's the NIMS final that I'm looking for. Yeah, give me one more second. Here it is, NIMS midterm review. So you don't have to join NIMS and you don't have to take the test for NIMS, but you do have to take the Oakton test if you don't take the NIMS test, because we will be giving a midterm and we'll give you your choice on that. And so if you are going to be taking the NIMS exam, and I recommend it because having industry certificates is a good way to go, because as the job market tightens, a lot of the interviews are online and they come down to whether or not you have the correct qualifications. Now, granted, in the manufacturing sector, it's about operating and being able to do the job. And that's one of the reasons that we're allowing students to come in to be able to work in the lab. And so here's the information on the mill operator. If I click on it, And so basically this was my agenda and what we want to be able to do: start up the mill, understand how tooling is set with our G43 and our G54s, looking at adjustments, measurement, and then being able to work with the Haas control. And all of these things are able to be done on the simulation software. If I come back here, whoops. And actually, that was just a document that goes through and shows you some of the other information as far as to be able to get that set up. Here's the car. If I look at the mill level 1 PDF document, this is basically what the test is about and how the test is set up, how to prepare for the credentialing exam, areas of knowledge, site testing. If you take the test, you will be proctored. And we will be proctoring this exam with either ourselves in person, or you'll be using a proctoring software called HonorLock. And that'll allow us to just verify everybody's identity. It's not too difficult to do, and we'll put that information out next week when we go through the review. So there's a NIMS midterm review that we'll go through next week, and we can walk you through the information that you'll need as far as registering. And so here's the information. And you can take a look at this and get yourself prepared for taking the exam on November 6th. All right, back to the main splash page. So as we look at what we're doing in the course, we're at lab number 9, which is circular interpolation, and each course program builds on the last. And so we've gone through basic linear programming, working with canned drilling cycles, working with circular interpolation. And that's pretty good for where we're at right now. We're going to also go into some other aspects, but from an operator standpoint, what we want to do is spend some time on the mill, and then we're going to switch over after the midterm and start working on lathe, which can be run in the same way. All right, as we look at some of these other aspects, being able to connect to an Oakton computer. So if you are going to VPN in, the instructions are located right here. You click on this, and what you do is you are able to download this Global Protect software, which will allow you to connect to an Oakton computer, and you want to connect to an Oakton computer in room P130. And so you download this VPN software. It allows you to go in and to connect to an Oakton computer, and then to choose which computer that you're going to work on. So once you get this global connection connected, then what you're going to do is you're going to connect to one of the computers in P130, and then we're going to run remote desktop. You'll be able to log in just like you were at the school, like when you log into D2L, and then you'll be able to run like you're actually in the classroom on one of the Oakton computers. And that'll give you the ability to run the immersive software. Let me see. Actually, it's not on mine. I'll ask Francis to show it on the teaching station when he's doing his demonstration. Okay, continuing. So in our weekly Zoom meeting, I just want to lay out the plan is to take the midterm on November 6th. And so that'll be in 2 weeks. Next week, we'll wrap up with the mill and we'll review. And then on the 6th, we're just going to give the test. So the 6th will be a testing day, and we'll give you the entire week to take the test. And we will then start with the lathe on the 13th. All right, back to the main splash page. If we look at the curriculum for mill lesson 9 or lab number 9, what we're looking at is this part right here. Let me open it. I'll make it a little bit bigger. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to end this recording and start a second recording for this exercise.